Fuck the microphone. Oh, it'll just be the fuck.
Weird. Do we have to like do something different than just plug it in?
Hopefully.
Just make sure you don't
I'm pretty sure we'll find out in like 15 seconds. Absolute worst case, it'll use the microphone from here, so it won't be terrible. But
you can
obviously,
still give stats to people who are on the bench.
I'm pretty sure the last time we did
That's why
this,
it's not a big deal that they're actually in the game. It's just so that they show up. Like I think at the end of the game, like,
I think if I just turn this on,
is everyone moving over?
yeah, people like saw the sun. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I guess I'll move this chair over.
I'll carry this stuff.
And then I'll stream from over there, Lush. Sounds good. I'll just wait for some.
Oh wait, no, they're right here. It's cute.
I might.
Top of the table.
I'm gonna grab my phone. Okay. Might be better over here.
Yeah. This is fucked.
Oh yeah, Brian and Andrew. Yeah, I'm hopping in there.
Is it a connectivity issue or is it just not loading issue?
For what?
The stream.
Oh, right now there's no issues. It's just that because of the way this camera is, it's only able to connect to the laptop when it's plugged in, which means you can't see because it's this PC camera.
Oh no.
You can't see what you're recording unless you look at this. But it's not like a terrible thing. It's just kind of annoying.
I have good enough reception here. I can just do it offline.
Yo, we got 2 minutes.
I have no. I just have like LTE here.
Laptop's connected to my house.
Well, yeah, but in like a worst. Oh. I was talking about worst case if we need to go to a phone.
Worst case, yeah, you can do that.
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, but it's basically saying their connection's dog shit.
I'm about to send this into like U.S. soccer refereeing. Like, look at this control of the game.
Usually my house.
So here's a phone. I'll make it as close as possible. The way I would do it, Brennan, is I would flip this to be tablet mode.
Yeah. You got time for him? Huh? You got time for him as well?
I got my phone right here.
Don't be a fuck.
What is this, dude? My stopwatch looks like a fucking thermostat.
Right. Well, I mean, someone can pull it up on YouTube.
I'm just gonna leave this here.
Hold that. Yeah.
Alright, let's get it.
The best way I would recommend doing it is looking at the OBS preview. This is like live.
Offsides or something.
This is not what the YouTube live is. This is what the OBS feed is giving YouTube. And then the only way it would be different is if it's lagging. So it shouldn't lag too much. Just like that. Right.
This close.
Oh, you do? Oh, it's game over.
You need someone on YouTube to like verify.
I'm on it right now.
It should be. I mean, it's natural to buffer.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like 0.2 frames a second.
Is there audio? Can you tell, Eric? Hello. Test. Yeah.
Have someone record the game on this camera, regardless if we had the video.
Okay, so obviously there's a delay because that's normal, but
You're hearing stuff.
the audio goes for 5 seconds, cuts, and then it goes for, okay, it's better now.
Okay.
I just think it might be
You think worst case this is capturing video though, right? Even if there's not real audio? Okay. Did someone send a message that the live stream is up to the group me? And maybe I'll post something.
$40.
Or yeah, I'll post something saying that on MPFL 2020 that the live stream is up.
I call it the relaxation station.
It's tough.
You should really sub me in for a mirror. The mirror never wants to come out. What do you guys think? Like 10 minutes after he's like, go for a mirror. And I'm like, why? Hey, stuff. Doing good. Oh, yeah, you like that?
What do you think possession's gonna be?
I'm dead, baby.
I think it's gonna be 80-20.
No, you can just chill. It doesn't matter. We haven't had action shots before. Oh man.
Madam, put it in! That is a bomb.
Hey, ball, good call, Jay.
What did you used to play? I forget. Oh, you played defense.
I play defense. Buck like this game on YouTube Live.
Live stream. Are you the live stream?
Yes, on YouTube Live. We're trying to make sure it works, then I'll start commentating.
You checking?
It is very poor quality.
Oh yeah. I feel like you could still go out there. Good angles.
No, it just doesn't upload. It's just not uploading.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Will also play defense.
Yo, there's a bug on the camera. Yeah. Oh, good call, Justin.
You AR'd? Of course. There you go. Where's the flags?
Flags in my arm, bro.
Yo, Hersey, I think J-Lo just stopped the clock. Tell him not to stop the clock every time the ball is done. I saw him click his phone. Let's just check the time or something.
He probably did.
Yeah, can someone else do that? It's honestly easier for someone else to keep time.
Okay, that's 2 minutes. We're 2.5 minutes in.
Oh my!
Who's back? Who's back is
So Luge,
Who's back with that hit?
like after this,
Matt, who's back with that? Get 2 minutes. Back 20 seconds from it. You got it?
so after the stream, we just get like the YouTube. Get the YouTube video.
Wow.
And then that just posts. Okay.
That's a big score for you.
Cause all right, I guess I'll start talking then. I'll try to.
Maybe Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I'm like feeling like I don't even need. Like I feel bad for Hunter because I know that goal is not going to be seen ever again. All right, so hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you from a new medium, YouTube Live. Bought a new webcam, trying to test it out here tonight. Having a few bugs, so hence the lack of talking at times, checking in how things are going. If you're just joining us, the score is 1-0. Team Sharks taking a surprising early lead on the heavily favored Team Buckley. Behind the right foot of Hunter Fearbacher, again applying pressure to Team Buckley. Hunter with an early free kick opportunity, deflected off of a Team Buckley player and into the back of the net. Ricky Lipinski now trying to create a chance. A two-hand shove from Amir. Head ref Justin Ball lets that one go. John DeLoss now trying to create a counterattack. Does well, flicks on. Dante Kosher. Dante pressured by Zach Sales. Sales using the speedball to contain him on the end line. A good touch there from Dante. Gets him in on goal perhaps. Trying his luck, sends it wide. Max Malasani's going to be the first one to the ball. Max curling it down line. A big boot from Max. Looks like it might be able to stay in. Dom Gambetto's going to be the first recipient of this ball. Pressured by Hunter. Gets past Hunter. A good battle of the big bodies. Hunter scanning his options in the middle. Has Calvin. Plays it deep over Calvin's head. Ryan Buckley with an easy claim. Buckley scanning his options. Upset with his defense now after the deflected goal. Hits one out. Ricky Lipinski first to win this out of the air. Sal's with a good clearance. Drops it down to Ricky's feet. Ricky pressured by his former teammate John DeLoss. Max Malasani, star right back for Team Sharks. Dispossessed by John DeLoss. A rare tackle from John DeLoss. Parker McMinn stepping in on the ball. Dante the first one to it instead. Ricky with a good touch past Madams. That's going to be a key matchup tonight. Both high energy workhorse players trying to control the midfield for their squads. Good battle between the two players there. Madams ended up winning this one, looking for options. Doesn't have much. Plays it back toward Gambetto. Gambi with a big touch, no one pressuring him though. Gets away with it. Gambi using that speed down the sideline. Serving in a ball, going to be an easy save for Garrett. Garrett, again, serving as emergency goalkeeper for Team Sharks. Sharks still recovering from that quadriceps injury he suffered during warm-ups of his game against Team Hersey. Garrett receiving man of the match in Team Sharks' win last week. Clearly an impact player, the assistant coach for Team Sharks. They're glad to have him in net. Certainly saddened that they don't have their star coach, Coach Sharks, but he's doing well from the sideline. He has an undefeated record standing on the sideline coaching his team. He's trying to regain that tonight. Oh, wow! Garrett with a long chance. Buckley almost misjumped that one. We're playing on a different field. If you guys notice the backdrop being a slightly different one. We're playing at our normal home center park. Garrett calling Sal's off the ball here. We were at Bullis Park for a long time, but the MPFL has returned to its original home. Field's a little bit more wet. Things are going to be played differently. We got lines on the fields which go a long way. We got smaller nets, which there were concerns about if there'd still be goals. Hunter Fierbacher early to quench that concern. Dante Kosha now trying to alleviate concerns of that as well. Has the ball in his foot, taking a touch past Ricky. Ricky using a body well, almost dispossessed him. Dante, a workhorse there, hard to dispossess. Battle from both players. Parker ends up winning it. Hunter clearing it back in his own direction. Parker rocking the leg sleeve here tonight. First team all drip last year, trying to maintain his standings in our league with the do-rag and leg sleeve. John DeLoss flicking one on. Garrett said it was out. No one on that far sideline with the AR. Oh, actually, we have Colton. Colton did a good job with that one.
He wasn't bad.
Oh, that's mine. Do you need to log into it? Okay. Calvin gets a goal kick, trapped to his own chest. Gambetto recovering well. Amir Yamut unable to touch it. Parker McMinn playing a floater out toward Nick Jacey. Nick Jacey recently acquired for Team Sharks. Hunter Fierbacher with another strike. A little too much juice on this one. Goes out for a Team Buckley goal kick. I apologize to any of our streamers or future viewers who are looking to look at footage from this. It's my first time filming from this perspective, so I find myself not necessarily always looking at the play. We've got an interesting setup, but I'll do my very best to track the ball as well as I can. Ryan Buckley playing one deep. Dante Kosha first one to it. Doing well to keep it in. Pressured by Sal's. A good cross serve and makes it to the far post. Max Malasani's there. Nick Jacey trying to clear it, but John with another dispossession. Back heel there to Will Gleason. Will Gleason touching it past Malasani. The two seniors getting up on him. Have options down the line. John DeLoss with his third tackle of the game. This has got to be the best defensive performance of John DeLoss's young career. Amir Yamut with the ball at his foot. Dispossessed by Ricky, but Will Gleason, star center back, stepping in. Looks like we have a call there. It's going to be against Ricky. Ricky for the full arm extension on Will Gleason. Now we've got a free kick in a dangerous spot for Team Buckley. Interesting to see who tries to take this one. A lot of capable goal scorers for this Team Buckley squad. Amir Yamut with an absolute ripper of a boot. John DeLoss, one of the more finesse finishers. Looks like Amir's going to be lining up to take this kick.
Buckley, you want some?
This is one of those chances a player like him certainly covets.
I can help you out this game.
Let's see what he does with it.
Look like this kid's about to like toe poke at the victory and he's going boom, opposite top right.
Yeah, I got the flex.
Alright, and Chuck.
What the fuck do you? How do you delete things?
I have no idea.
This is Madam's expertise, but he's not even here.
Another blocked free kick. Garrett ends up claiming it. Madams was trailing him. Garrett brings the ball down to his foot, plays his former favorite striker, Calvin Spateria. Great ball from Garrett. Finds perfectly Calvin's head. Oh, looks like Calvin was offside instead on the kick. Got a little bit anxious with that opportunity. Can't say I blame him. Saw nothing between him and Ryan Buckley. A long ball. Stefan lets it run well. Perhaps it might stay in. Looks like it's gone out. We saw Stefan in the first game of his career have a questionable save on the sideline, ended up knocking it back for a corner kick against his own team. Looks like he's matured and learned a lot. New to the game of soccer, but a quick learner. Good news for Team Sharks to be seeing that development in one of their players. Amir Yamut stepping off for Team Buckley. Looks like we got Matt Terzo stepping in his place to control the midfield. Long throw from Parker, intercepted by Dante. Sal's with a right foot clearance, knocking it out toward Nick Jacey. Nick Jacey instead lets it bounce out of bounds. And we're going to have a throw in just around the half field mark from Don Gambetto. Don with a long throw toward Madams. Madams unable to control it. Parker wins it out of the air. Ricky now with the ball in his foot, touches it toward Hunter. Hunter with a good stick on John. Ricky dispossesses his own teammate, running with the ball at his feet. Has Calvin out wide. He elects to play him. Calvin now keeping the ball in, pressured by Jackson Casey. Calvin trying to get past him. Jackson doing well to quench the challenge. Ricky Lipinski never giving up on a play. Trails the ball, has two players on him, trying to touch it past him. Sal's is there to help his boy out. Parker again coming in to clean things up. Now Calvin with the ball at his feet, scanning his options. Has Nick Jacey wide. Jackson steps on him for his second shackle in a row on Calvin. DeLoss now scanning his options. Has Dante wide. Elects to play him. Great ball from John. Garrett's going to let this one run, however. A little too much from John on that one. Garrett's going to be lining up this goal kick. Do you know, is it like, can you do YouTube Live for like an hour and a half, or is there like a time limit?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like Instagram, you get like 45 minutes before it cuts you off.
I thought he was like amazing.
Alright. Hopefully it'll like let us know if there is. Garrett with a goal kick. A little bit too much. Ends up in the hands of Ryan Buckley. Ryan with a long throw there. Throws it out toward John DeLoss. DeLoss missing it. Ball knocks around. Ball finds John again. John with a strike! Oh! Just wide. John letting the ball bounce. Ends up with a volley, trying to find that far, near post.
Where's my coach?
Sends it a little too far. Good opportunity there for Team Buckley. No worries. Team Buckley with a 1-0 deficit. For those of you just joining us, Hunter Fierbacher scoring within the first few moments of this game. A foul called by our head ref, Justin Ball, and then Hunter Fierbacher capitalized on the free kick opportunity, deflects it into a wall, and the ball sneaks past Ryan Buckley, securing an early lead for Team Sharks. Hunter trying to flick on Calvin, a little bit too much on that one. Ryan Buckley corrals the easy save. Buckley drops it to his feet. No real pressure there. Calvin mildly attacking him. Ball played out toward Dante. Ball instead won by Ricky Lipinski. Ball is going to be perhaps running out. Calvin the first one to it. Calvin doing well to keep the ball in. Isn't it nice to see sidelines in the MPFL? A refreshing thing. Ball hits the chest of Will Gleason. Intercepted, oh, perhaps, by Hunter Fierbacher. Ref lets us know that that's not allowed. Justin Ball not taking any nonsense. Jackson Casey playing out toward Madams quick. Madams praising himself a lot for his first touch, doing well there to control it. Now trying to outpace Ricky down the sideline. Finds Dante. Dante touches it. Guarded well by Ricky. Looking for an offside call. Zach Hersey gives it to us.
Yes, sir, Hersey.
Adams wasn't able to hold his line on that play. And we've got an offside kick coming out of the back. Hunter wants to take it. Sal's wanted to show his skills, but Hunter's going to be the eventual kick taker for Team Sharks. Hunter serving in a dangerous ball. No one really in the vicinity for Team Sharks. Dom Gambetto, that's a hard name to say, wins it out of the air. Nick Jacey ended up with the ball, but Dom knocks it out for a throw-in. Stefan Milinkovic stepping in, right back, throwing it back toward his keeper, Garrett Thomas. Garrett lightly pressured by John DeLoss. Plays a volley toward Nick Jacey. Gambetto the first one to it. Dom pressuring lightly. Stefan with a good left-footed volley, trying to knock it out. Matt Terzo's there. Good activity player so far for Team Buckley tonight. Will Gleason stepping the ball. Calvin ends up getting a block. Now there's a chance for a counter here. Calvin unable to complete the pass. Madams doing well to intercept it. Calvin, his determination rewards him. Gives the ball back to his feet, trying to touch it past Madams. A good individual battle between these two. Calvin met from a body from Matt Terzo. Ref lets him play on. Dom Gambetto stepping in on the ball. John DeLoss now looking to create a counter. This is where he's at his most dangerous, perhaps. Ball at his feet in the midfield with strikers running to the sides. Tries to play Madams. Madams guarded by Hunter. Going to be a tough battle for Madams to win. Does well to find Dante. Dante guarded now by Sals. Gets a step inside. Sals using the body well on Dante there. A little bit risky play in the box from Sals. Hoff with a big save there to protect the fans. Hoff trying to stunt for some of our lady viewers nearby. We're going to have a long throw in coming from Madams here. Madams, one of the long throw specialists in this league, has a few options in the box. A lot of talk about how dangerous this field is, given a shorter goal size. I was saying before the game that I still think throw-ins are the most dangerous play in the league. Let's see if Madams can live up to that statement by myself. Madams throwing it deep toward Dante. Dante on the near sideline, pressured by Sals. Sals seeming to be the Dante stopper so far tonight. Dante trying to serve one in, blocked by Sals. We're going to have a corner kick coming to you for Team Buckley. First corner of the night for Team Buckley. Let's see who's taking it. Looks like John DeLoss might be on the kick. Got some players on the sideline obstructing our view, but hopefully we'll be able to see the ball. Actually, Amir's going to be the kick taker. Plays it short toward Dante. Dante pressured by Ricky. Gets a strike off, though. Garrett with a two-handed punch back out. Ricky with a good clearance. Ball knocks down toward John DeLoss. Madams dropping it back toward Jackson. Jackson perhaps wants a strike. Ball's knocked off Ricky's hand. Ref lets him play on. Madams trying his luck on a strike. Dante ends up getting in the way. Ball's knocked around by a lot of players. Parker with a weak clearance. Ricky trying to help him out. Amir now with a chance to shoot perhaps. Unable to get a good touch. Trying to luck on a strike. Garrett with the save at the top of the bar. Garrett now playing one on the ground toward JC. JC making the use of the longer fields here. Has the ball in his foot. Playing it out toward Hunter. Gambetto stepping in well. Parker stepping to the ball, and his former teammate John DeLoss giving up on the play. Parker now scanning his options. Find Calvin well. Calvin needs to touch it to keep it in. Does well in his first, unable to keep the second one out. Jackson Casey now taking a throw in near us. Good throw from Jackson down line toward Madams. Madams stepping on Sals. Oh, a good meg on Sals. Madams in on goal now. Oh, trying his luck on a cross. Dante unable to connect. Stefan Milinkovic now with a good clearance out toward the middle of the field. No one there for Team Sharks. Team Sharks playing a bit more defensively. Can't say we blame them. A surprise goal early from Hunter. Hunter trying to add another to his name tonight, perhaps. Hunter makes it past Buckley. He's in on goal himself. Could try his luck on an early strike. He might. Takes a touch past Jackson, trying his luck. Oh, a little too much. That's the second one we've seen sail over the bar tonight for Hunter. Shorter bars here at Center Park. Probably a foot or two shorter. Most of the goalies that we're seeing tonight have their heads at the bar. So you're going to have to beat him off to the side or down low. Changes things a little bit, but it's something that these players, extremely talented, are going to be able to compromise and figure out with time. Will Gleason pressured by Nick Jacey. Good aggression from the youngster. Ball knocked out toward Calvin. Calvin makes it past Will Gleason. Will Gleason got lazy with the challenge. Calvin trying to make him pay. Does well to get past Jackson. A weak finish. We've seen Calvin be so dangerous at creating a shot, but the finishing skills just have been lacking so far this year for the former goal menace for Team Thomas. Garrett now with the ball in his hands, scanning his options. No, I was talking about last year. Yeah. Oh, but it is Team Thomas. No, yeah. Sharks became the assistant of his own team.
What is wrong with this?
He doesn't even want to play defense because he thinks his players are better. He's a good defender. I would play defense if I was him. Garrett Thomas going to be taking a goal kick here. A good ball from him toward Calvin. Ball flicked on. Everyone was afraid of that when it seemed. Garrett with a big boot. No one wanted to put their dome on it. Ryan Buckley has the ball at his feet as a result. Plays a long ball. No one really there if Sal's wins it. Sal's does well to deter a goal-scoring opportunity for Dante. Madams, the long throw specialist, being told to watch his feet from Justin. This is something a lot of the coaches in the league have talked about amending. A lot of players don't have proper throwing techniques, so we're hoping to amend that tonight. Madams making a good step in the positive direction, keeping his feet on the ground. And now the ball returns to his feet. Trying to play a through ball toward Amir, and does. Two former teammates from last year on Team O'Connor finding themselves connecting again tonight. Garrett with a save with Will Gleason impeding him. Nick Jacey now has space to create an opportunity here. Nick Jacey has has Max and Calvin. Calvin now composed, trying to play a through ball. Gambetto with a big stop on that pass. Now DeLoss now has the ball at his feet. Has AJ Bird on the far side. Also Amir running through. Good ball to Amir. Amir touching it past. Sal steps in. A big save from Sal's. Sal's now run in by Madams. Sal sends Madams to the ground. Justin Ball says there was a foul on the play. That seemed to be a controversial call. Fans aren't too happy about that one. Some chirps coming Sal's his way. Nothing he's not used to. A lot of chirps in his lay last year, and he still served himself to be a brick wall on defense. Doesn't let what the people say phase him. Sticks to his craft and does what he does best. Locks down the other team's best player. No wall here. Amir might try his luck on a strike and does. Garrett with a foot save. A kick save and a Butte knocked out back toward Amir. Could go out for a corner kick and does. Good chance for Amir. Perhaps you would have liked to see Garrett or Coach Sharps arrange a wall there. Instead, they gave Amir a free crack at his goalie from distance. Garrett with a good save though. Ball knocked out for a corner kick here. Amir Yamut serving one in. This is a dangerous ball. Madams, with a knee on it. Garrett with a goal line save. Garrett is OP. Garrett knocking it out toward Nick Jacey. Dom Gambetto knocking it back out toward Amir. Amir's going to have time to settle this one, make something happen perhaps. Pressured by Parker. Parker sticking him well. Parker do-rag and all, turning it past Amir. He's got space now to create. Finding his boy Ricky. Ricky trying to get a touch. Jackson Casey victorious of that challenge. Madams trying his luck on a strike perhaps. Seemed to be a bit audacious. Not necessarily his strong suit. Garrett Thomas pressured slightly by John DeLoss, unfazed. Finds Nick Jacey with space. Team Buckley really likes to drop their defense back, and it's giving the midfielders for Team Sharks a field day with possession. Heard some predictions before the game, thinking there was going to be 80 to 20 possession tonight in favor of Team Buckley. In fact, it might be the other way, perhaps 60-40 in favor of Team Sharks. They're controlling the midfield really well so far. If I was Coach Buckley, I would move his back line up a step or two. Nothing to really be afraid of. It is a longer field, so maybe he's just overcompensating, getting used to things. Stefan Milinkovic throwing it back in toward his star keeper, Garrett Thomas. Garrett pressured lightly by Chuck. Plays one in toward Calvin. Calvin does well to corral it. Has Nick Jacey out wide, perhaps. Stepped down instead by Will Gleason. AJ Berta now getting involved in the play. Tried to get Flancy with the cells. Says there's no room for flair on my side. Will Gleason has the ball, plays it out toward Amir. A good combination there. Finds AJ Berta. AJ Berta instead dispossessed by Ricky. Ricky passed on instead by Will Gleason. Nick Jacey doing a supporting touch. AJ Berta, ball back at his feet, doesn't do much with it. Dante brings the ball down with his chest. Running on the sideline, takes a touch past Parker. Parker containing him well. Parker gives him a nice little body to stop his run a little bit. Parker trying to turn it out. Looks like we might have a corner, might have a throw. Can't tell what Hersey wants. Sorry about the sidelines, everybody. We'll try to get our players to move a little bit back in the second half so you guys can see those corner kicks on that far corner. Dante serving one in. Garrett with a bobbled save, but ends up controlling it, playing it with his feet. Garrett with a questionable midi pump there out toward Nick Jacey. AJ Berta, the recipient. Ricky Lipinski now with a good ball out toward Max. Amir deters the challenge. Ball knocked out toward the sideline for a throw. And Garrett Thomas doing what he likes to do best, come out of his net very far, be a part of possession for Team Sharks on these throws. A lot of people talking about King Sharps' save ability. One of the things he was lacking in his early games, though, was his distribution. Garrett, extremely skilled at that. Played varsity soccer, great with the ball at his feet. So you definitely trust him. Now we have Calvin trying his luck. Again, a bit audacious. Buckley getting down to the ground, making the save there. Buckley scanning his options. Plays a long ball down toward AJ Bird. AJ's going to let it go. Charlie Merkley's in on goal. Doing a good touch there. Sal's unfazed by the goal throwing. Oh, yeah, my bad. Charlie Level. Touching it past Stefan Linkovich. A good strike. Garrett with a bobbled save. Check. Ends up controlling it.
Hey, that's a good shot.
Charlie Level creating tons of opportunities. Parker letting the ref hear it. Something was not in his favor that way. Max Malasani touching it past Amir, doing well to create space, trying to play JC. JC getting well to the ball. Ricky now has the ball in his foot, touching it past one. Will Gleason trying to track it down. Calvin's going to have time to turn this ball. Ball stays in. Pressured slightly by Jackson Casey. Tries to touch it past him. Jackson with a good deterring block. Ball back in possession for Calvin Spiteri. Calvin scanning his players. Doesn't have much. We have John DeLoss returning to the pitch for Team Buckley. Calvin throwing it in toward JC. JC wins it with his crotch, drops it back toward Calvin. Calvin has the ball pressured by DeLoss, touches it past him well. Again, knocked out by Jackson Casey. Another throw in coming here for Team Sharks. Sales wants this throw. Doesn't have much available in the box. Trying to play it toward Ricky. Ricky gets a good win on it. Ball knocked back out toward Sales. We'll see what he does with it. Touches it past DeLoss well. Playing it down line toward Calvin. Calvin controlling it. Oh, a good touch past Jackson. He's in on goal perhaps. A good stick there from Will Gleason. Will Gleason started out a little bit shaky today. Doing well. Ball's knocked back out. Sal's is going to be able to take this throw.
Hey, watch your mouth, honey.
Sal's heard some asparagus chants. Told the sideline to quiet down. Ball knocked in. Charlie Lovell with a great through ball toward Dante. Dante was onside, it seems. Now he's got space, doesn't really have much in the box. Sal's, the Dante stopper, stepping in, knocking the ball off of Dante's foot for a corner kick
Sal's is
here.
like massacring Dante.
Got to gas up Sal's. Another corner kick coming here. Dante's going to be the kick taker this time. Have some big bodies in the box. We'll see who he picks out. Sal's the winner on the near post. Jackson Casey's going to have time to take a touch and a strike. Does so. Garrett controls it with his body. Has Calvin, drops it to his feet, elects to play him in a through ball. If this gets over, he's on. Good win from Gambetto to alleviate the threat. Ball knocked toward Ricky. Ricky stepped on by Gleason. Ball's in the air. Ricky hits it with his arm. Ref might have called it. No, he lets him play on. Said it was inadvertent. Ricky touching it past Gleason, trying to turn. Getting shifty with it. Max stepping back on Gleason. Gleason now on the offensive half for his team. Guarded by two. Plays the ball down the line for Dante. Might have too much juice. Dante's extremely fast, though. Gets to it. Unable to turn his hips around it and get it back on the field. Calvin taking a quick blow for Team Sharks.
Who's playing left back or right back for Sharps?
Stefan Milinkovic. Garrett Thomas going to be taking a goal kick here. Probably just got about 5 minutes left in this half here, folks. For those of you just joining us, it's 1-0 Team Sharks in the lead. Generated a chance early. Since then, they haven't really had a convincing goal threat. In the meantime, Team Buckley have been building up their attack, trying to respond, trying to equalize. Have been unable to so far, but they've had countless chances, it seems. And a lot of good saves from Garrett. Ricky Lipinski trying to add to the tally. A good through ball toward JC. Buckley is swinging and miss. JC's in on goal. And he's Ricky with the through ball over the leg of Buckley onto JC's foot and into the back of the net. 2-0 Team Sharks. Players, fans, coaches, all in shock with the outcome we're seeing so far tonight. 2-0 lead for Team Sharks in the waning few moments of this first half.
Who got the assist?
Ricky. Yeah. Yeah, I did get that. I hope. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm not good with the real cameras, but hopefully I got it. Stefan Milinkovic playing one off Charlie Lovell. J-Ball lets him play. Charlie has the ball on his foot still. Splits two defenders. Charlie's OP right now. John DeLoss with a good turn. Finds Dante on the far post. Calvin playing in a rare defensive position. Doing well to dispossess that pass. Calvin now running down the pitch. Dispossessed back by Dante. Dante trying to cut back. Calvin containing him well. Calvin showing us that he has defensive abilities in his bag, something we haven't seen much from him in his first 2 years. Goal-scoring threat, but now showing he's good on both sides of the ball. Max Malasani now stepping up more offensively for Team Sharks. Tackle from behind. Ref lets him play. No, ref being influenced slightly perhaps by Lucas Simpson. Looks like we're going to have a free kick coming for Team Sharks. This kick spots roughly 5 yards further back from where we saw Hunter score earlier in the first half. Perhaps Buckley will tell his players don't touch this because of the inadvertent deflection we saw end in the back of his net. Hunter Fierbach lining up this free kick from about 30 yards out. He's going to whip this one in. Will Gleason first to win the header. Jackson Casey now turning it down line. Jackson doing well. A good ball. This one could be a chance. Calvin has it. Pressured by Madams. Ball stays with Calvin. Madams doing well. Did not give up in the play. Parker stepping in well. Chuck now has a chance. Good toe poke out from Parker McMinn. Runner-up for the brick wall last year, and Parker showing why. In his only full game of the year, Parker won the game. He's undefeated so far when he's here for the full time. He's here the whole time today, and Team Sharks has a 2-0 lead. A lot of slander going toward Team Sharks early in this season. Seems like Parker might have been the solution to all of those problems. Garrett Thomas also could be a confounding variable stepping into the net for Team Sharks in both of those games. Maybe they're the dynamic duo of this team. King Sharp's doing well from the sideline, though. If the result holds, Sharks will be 2-0 as a coach on the sideline. And that is the best record in MPFL history for a raw coach on the sideline. Madams with the ball blocked by Max Malasani. Ball sails out well wide now. Long throwing opportunity for Madams. Madams always looks forwards to these. We'll see if he keeps his feet down. We're seeing the lovely face of Aaron Jenks there. One of our favorite fans and favorite players in the MPFL. Seems to be enjoying this game, supporting Chuck.
Is that
Team Buckley.
Is that not a fight?
Looks like there was no foul on the little bit of a butt chop there from
J-Ball says I'm a shit ref, but he doesn't call that.
Garrett with a big punt down line. Gambetto winning it oddly with his chest. J-Ball calls the half there. We're going to stay on this live for you guys through the halftime period. I guess I'll do some halftime analysis. Ricky feeling good about the early 2-0 lead for his team. Team Buckley's defense stepping off the pitch, a bit fatigued. Good stuff there from Justin. Good half in his referee debut. Ryan Buckley coming back. Seems to be disappointed, maybe in his team, maybe in himself. Both chances. You know, you could say we're flukes. He's definitely not seeming too happy with himself. Now we get to see some players stepping on the field. Perhaps we'll analyze the little kid scrimmage that we get to see on the field during halftime. I would pause and resume. Not sure how to do it. Is this the live feed?
It's not, yeah, it's been just this.
Okay. Does it have audio? Okay. So it might be trash like while we're doing it, but I wonder if the quality will be decent like when he archives it and posts it.
Yeah, but we got to decide if it's
Yeah, because like I would say we usually get like 20 people total trying to watch a live, and like I think user experience on that is pretty good. So yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out. And like granted, maybe it also is bad because we're all here trying to watch on our like cell reception. Like maybe if you're home at like with Wi-Fi, it could be slightly better, but I doubt it. Okay. Yeah. He's at least able to follow it, however slightly.
Literally went in the break room, ate my breakfast as another 15, so I took like a 30-minute break.
Generating the majority of the chances in the latter part of the second half, but none of them found their way to the back of the net. Team Sharks, however, with maybe 3 legitimate chances, if I'm being favorable, but scoring on 2 of them, they get it done. A lot of people chirping their victory over Team Hersey, saying that they had 3 fluke goals. You could argue that both of their goals today were fluke goals, but all that matters is that they're in the scorebook, in my opinion. So, shout out to Team Sharks for getting it done. Team Buckley heavily favored in this one, trying to figure things out.
Is the live stream working?
Team to show up so far.
Messi's getting it done right now.
All the slander was just blatantly incorrect, so it seems.
Small sample size.
Yeah. But yes, Provo, we're on YouTube Live and hoping
Yeah, I
it
know.
works.
It's like MPFL Media. Or
MPFL Media Department, yeah.
I'll look it up. See if it's working.
It's been like, apparently, Elu said like 0.2 frames per second.
Oh yeah, it's like stop motion.
Yeah,
That's
so,
bad funny.
okay.
What's up, Elu? How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you.
Alright, so, everyone, it looks like if you're trying to watch, our live stream quality sucks. Good to know. We appreciate the feedback. We're still going to film this one out in this manner. You know what? I'm also going to stream the second half off of my phone.
We're gonna fuck you up next week. T-Man's just riding the struggle bus right
But so we're gonna hope, the plan for this is that maybe the archive quality turns out really well. And so then it's easy for like upload to YouTube and we don't have to deal with the bugs of IGTV and whatnot. And we could just have it on the sideline as a full match perspective. We could also just do what we've been doing and capturing game film in real time and then uploading it to YouTube after the fact, which will be coming to you shortly. We'll try to give you guys the best of both worlds, having both platforms available to view from in the second half. So if you want a little bit better quality, you can go on MPFL 2020 and we'll start a live stream there.
Yeah, watch it, honey. I was like, no way. I was like,
Apparently it's like 0.2 frames per second. Well, because I want to see like maybe the archive turns out really well. So like worst case, like because I'll just hold both, like it's not a big deal. And so then like yeah, mic's on. And so like I'll do this so that people can watch it now, but this way instead of having two like videos on this, we can just upload it right to YouTube.
alright, gotta go. We play highball and then we're just running into each other. If we do that, they're not gonna want to go. If we just run into each other. We scored a lot of goal kicks. I think we need to be more physical. We're not really being physical. We're trying to yeah, but Jay's calling us. He is.
Live stream going on.
Apparently it's like 0.2 frames per second on YouTube, so we're like doing one on Instagram so like people can watch in real time. Hopefully when this goes like, because this you can post a YouTube live right to YouTube, so it makes it easier for like posting stuff on YouTube, and hopefully it'll be like close to 4K. But apparently it was like literally very choppy. Before, like you could hear my voice but couldn't see what was happening. So, yes, it is a mic on that. Here, I'm gonna go horizontal on this camera. Let's see if I can. Yo, this is low key. This about to be fire. It's about to be dope, bro.
I wish the people could see how.
Yeah. Wilson, I appreciate you letting us know that the Instagram is better. That's really good to know going forward. We're doing our best to make it so that if you can't always be at the games, you can still feel like you're having that experience. So everything you guys can let us know, the better. This is a bit of a trial game, trying out a new location, seeing how the town of Parrington feels about it. We're trying out new media devices with YouTube and this camera that we just purchased, seeing how it works. So we appreciate everything you guys have to say.
Elu still wants a gimbal for the
Yeah.
camera.
Elu wants a
That's
gimbal.
the only thing I want for this league is a gimbal.
We were looking up some dope gimbal rigs, like in the coaches chat. There's some dope ones out there.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I just want steady video.
Yeah, it's so tough when someone has like a ripper, but like the camera's like shaking like crazy. So for those of you just joining us here, we got Team Sharks with a 2-0 lead on Team Buckley. A bit of a surprise. Team Buckley coming out with some energy here. Will Gleason trying his luck on a strike. Way too audacious. But, you know, I bet their coaching staff was telling them, get shots on frame. Just try to shoot, try to score. And so Will Gleason trying his best there. A little bit out of his own skin, trying to strike just inside the halfway circle. Something else you guys might notice, we're here at Center Park East. Hopefully this will be the location of all of our games going forward this year. They have recently painted the field lines. The goals are slightly smaller, but that hasn't prevented goal scoring. We've seen 2 goals in the first half, which is just on pace, if not more on pace, for a regular goal scoring that we see. Calvin pressuring Buckley slightly here as the half comes back underway. Team Buckley with a big 2-0 thing against their big 2-0 deficit that they're facing. Something that you might have noticed on that last play, we had an AR, Zach Hersey, that was allowed to let the play continue because he had a line that he could check to see if the ball was inbounds. One of the many luxuries we've come to appreciate here at Center Park East.
Still 7-7.
Yes, still playing 7-on-7. So we're still seeing those same formations, same of your favorite players getting the minutes that they love to have. But a just slightly different location with a slightly shorter commute for all of our players. And it definitely has the nostalgia effect being our home for the past 2 years. Ricky Lipinski trying to play Nick JC in. Ball instead ends out wide, and we're going to have a goal kick coming for Ryan Buckley. Goal scored earlier in the first half. Let's see.
Brandon, which you prefer? You prefer running around or the...
I definitely like running around better.
Yeah,
It's
you're
weird
in
to
your
like...
element.
Because it's weird to just be like talking while I'm sitting down and like people around me listening. I don't like
You gotta
it.
immerse yourself.
I know. It was weird the first like 10 minutes. I couldn't really like get into it, but it's gotten better. Dante Kosha now being guarded by Parker. Parker winning this bout this time. Plays it down line toward Nick JC. What a ball there. Dom Gambetto's going to be the first to it. Knocks it right toward me. That was out. Hunter Fearbacher perhaps going to be taking a long throw. Has Nick JC in the box if he'd like. Plays it down toward Calvin. Calvin receives it with his body well, pressured by Gambetto. Well, good touch from Calvin. What flair. Knocking it down to line toward Hunter. Hunter getting around Will. Oh, ball's knocked out. Hunter a bit frustrated, trying a strike. Hit it into the side netting. Ryan Buckley flinched at it. Buckley now taking a goal kick out of his own end for Team Buckley. If you guys, so for those of you who can't see right now, I have a phone pressed to like the camcorder screen, so I can't always see what the phone is seeing. So I'll check back every couple minutes. If like you're noticing that my view isn't seeing the ball a lot, just let me know. Try my best to figure it out. Hunter Fearbacher now with the ball, dispossessed by Amir, but Ricky's there to help him out. Nick JC now with 2 men on him, trying to get around him. Dom Gambetto instead emerges victorious and has the ball on his feet. A good through ball there from Dom, a little too much on it though. Ends up in Garrett's hands. Garrett now drops the ball to his feet, pressured quickly from Dante. Plays it out toward Calvin. Calvin with a good touch. Calvin, one of the best in the league at receiving those balls out of the air. Calvin pressured by Jackson Casey, trying to use his pace on the outside. Jackson doing well, using his positioning well. Dispossesses Calvin, now has opportunity to get his team in on goal. Tries to play John. Instead plays Dante with a beautiful through ball. Oh, Dante, too big of a touch. Garrett doing well to dispossess him and alleviate the goal scoring threat. Colin Pilato shagging the ball in. Madam's going to be taking this long throw in here for Team Buckley. A much needed opportunity here for Team Buckley, down 2-0, trying to gain some points here tonight. Madam serves it back toward Jackson. Jackson pressured lightly by Hunter from the left. Serves one in. Hunter gets a foot on it. Ball knocked toward Amir. Ricky with a questionable header. Dante could be the first one to it. He is. Pressured by Ricky. Ball knocked around in the middle. Dante still first to it. Parker has the ball on his foot and time to scan his options. Plays a deep ball toward JC. Parker doing a great job facilitating toward JC out of the back. A 2-on-1 opportunity for JC. We'll see what he does with it. Already with a goal to his name tonight. Perhaps he'll add another. Instead drops it back toward Calvin. Calvin touching it past Gambetto. Maybe he'll serve one in and does, blocked by Gambetto. Got a corner kick coming for you guys. I'll confess, I meant to talk to Team Buckley. Yo, Emma, could you get your team to stand like 2 feet back on corners? Just on corners. They're good normally. Thank you so much.
Spitteri's kicking it.
Yeah, Calvin's taking this one. Calvin Spiteri lining up this corner kick for Team Sharks. Team Sharks notably has Garrett Thomas returning to the field in the net. Sharks still recovering from that gruesome quadriceps injury from warm-ups last week. Ball's knocked out. Looks like we're going to have another corner kick opportunity for Calvin Spiteri. Ball is blocked out by Dom Gambetto. Very few in the box here for Team Sharks, just 3. Playing a bit conservatively, can't say I blame them, trying to protect this 2-goal lead. Ryan Buckley with a good punch out, going to be going out for a throw-in for Team Sharks. Garrett wants Stefan to sub in for the throw-in. Stefan, a 6'5" athlete with plenty of vertical blessings from God as well as athletic ability, would be a good target to throw into the box. Instead, Ricky targets Hunter. Hunter winning the ball on Madams, trying his luck. Oh, sends it over the bar. Third one over the bar, just ever so slightly from Hunter. Could be a factor from having that nets that are just a foot or two shorter than we had at Bullis Park for the first 3 games for our season for these few teams here. Ref J Ball is doing great, and thank you for asking. He's not afraid to talk to the players on the field, let him know what he's thinking, chirp him a little bit depending on his relation with them. But he's been doing a good job overall. He recognizes the calls when he needs to. Sometimes he needs a little bit of urging from the fans to help him realize that a call might have needed to be made, but overall, no real complaints about Justin tonight. Nick Jacey bringing the ball down to his feet, trying to play Ricky. Instead finds Hunter. Hunter has space, intends to use it, taking on Madams. Madams tracking him down. A good through ball there from Hunter. What a ball. Nick Jacey could be there first. Will Gleason doing well to win it. Almost hit his forearm there. Could have been dangerous in the box. Will Gleason with the clearance. Calvin wants to be the taker of this throw, and perhaps an opportunity to get Max Molisani in. Instead, they leave him off. Calvin Spiteri has Ricky Lipinski in the box if he'd elect to play him.
I thought Z Willie wasn't
Calvin
allowed to
with a
play
big
for
throw.
this game.
He had a, oh yeah, I gotta talk about that. John DeLoss taking a counterattack here. Has 3 men with him, 3 men back, trying to play Dante through, does well. Dante tripping Parker a little bit, ref lets him play off. Max Molisani there to clear things up. Now Amir, this is a distance where he could strike from perhaps. Oh, touching it through defenders, touching it past Parker, ball on his left foot, he doesn't like it there. John DeLoss flicking it on toward Madams. Madams playing it back out toward Amir. Amir with a strike, oh, into the side net. A good point brought up there from Elu. He was questioning the eligibility of Zach Williams for this game. Zach Williams received a full 1-game suspension for some of his off-the-field conduct and misbehavior in a league group meet. The league came down with the first suspension in 3 seasons for punishing him. However, the league decided to soften their stance, reduce the suspension to just a half. So Z Willie is back on the pitch for his beloved squad, playing right back. And he's done well in his first few minutes here tonight, back from suspension. You could tell he learned a lot from it, and it was definitely for the best for him and his team, as they got 2 goals in the first half without him on the field. Not saying that he was the reason for that, but they might have been motivated. Felt like the league was rigged against them and came out to show. Commissioner playing for Team Buckley, maybe they thought he had something to do with the suspension. Amir Yamut winning the ball out of the air here. Sal's winning it right before Ricky with another header. Perhaps Madams will do another. Instead, he plays it with his foot like a softie. Ball knocked out now, and we're going to have a throw-in for Zach Salisbury on the far side. A little bit of an exchange between Dante and Sals. 2-0. We're probably about 10 minutes into this half here still. No real chances generated for either side. Just been a back and forth half. Sort of lackadaisical almost. You'd expect more energy from Team Buckley fighting for their lives, but they're almost playing like the game just started in 0-0. Wouldn't you say, Bush?
I would say that.
Bush concurs. We love to hear his insight on the game. Big win for Adam Bush and Team Hersey last night over Team J-Ball in Golden Goal. Perhaps we'll see some more Golden Goal action tonight if Team Buckley can mount a storming comeback. Unable to really generate any legitimate chances so far this half. They're going to need some help from their midfielders, but Ricky Lipinski has other thoughts, controlling the midfield well pretty much all game for Team Sharks. Dom Gambetto pressured slightly by Nick Jacey. Nick Jacey not letting him turn. Has the ball in his left foot. Does well to find Madams. Madams pressured by Stefan. Stefan dispossessing him with a mag. Nick Jacey now could serve it back in perhaps. Ball still in. Madams with the ball in his foot, trying to get flicky with it. Ball is knocked out. Looks like we're going to have a deep throw in for Madams in his own third. Long throw in, perhaps coming from the long throw specialist. Instead, he throws it toward Buckley. Buckley touches it out. Plays a deep ball toward Matt Turzo. Matt Turzo played well in his 5 minutes earlier in the first half. Hasn't seen time since. Good for Team Buckley to get him back onto the pitch. He was certainly an impact player and definitely worked toward tiring out the Team Sharks midfield. Ball knocked back toward Jackson. Casey scanning his options. Elects to play DeLoss. DeLoss touching it in, seeming aggressive now. Might try his luck. Instead, plays a through ball really toward no one except for Garrett. Garrett corrals it, looking for people. Gary drops it to his feet, playing a deep ball toward Calvin, his former star striker for Team Thomas. Buckley using his height and wingspan to claim that one out of the air with ease. Rolling it out toward Lamar Jackson, a.k.a. Matt Turzo. Playing it back. Ricky gets in the way. Ricky with a big touch. Will Gleason's there to alleviate the threat. Will stepping out toward the line. Ricky Lipinski and him having a heated battle. Oh, Ricky thought it was his throw. Will Gleason kicking it a little. Ricky gives him a little bit of a shoe, shoves him off. Ricky throwing it back toward Calvin. Ball is in play here. Light pressure for Matt Turzo. Calvin touching it well. Justin Ball getting in the way, but removes himself from the play. Adams winning the ball. Now has Calvin to his right, trying to touch it past him. Oh, a good touch from him. Found Calvin reaching. Matt Turzo has the ball at his feet, looking for somebody. Doesn't really have much. Parker stepping on him well, dispossessing him. Will Gleason's going to have time to build up an attack. Both teams seem extremely fatigued. Subs would be a good time. Be a good time to make some subs for either squad. Both don't really have any energy. Good through ball there from John. Matt Turzo creating a dangerous chance. Parker going to need to clear this one. Dante running in with full speed. Unsure if it's a corner or a goal kick. J-Ball letting the subs return to the pitch. For everyone just joining us here, we're 2-0 Team Sharks with the lead. I know a lot of you probably had your jaws dropped to the floor hearing that one. Team Buckley heavily favored tonight, but Team Sharks converting on their few chances. Really had less than a handful, but they are goal scorers. You give them a chance in range, and they seem to complete it. So they're up 2-0. Team Buckley's had way more chances, way more shots, but just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Team Sharks' goalie, Garrett Thomas, has been a key reason for that tonight, saving everything coming in his way. Perhaps not this one, though. Chuck trying his luck. Oh, from close. Sends it over the bar. Perhaps if we're at Bullish, that finds the back of the net. Alas, we're here at Center Park East, and the ball rolls down the hill, and now Garrett's going to be taking a goal kick out of his own third. Good opportunity there. Great ball whipped in from Adams. Chuck on the receiving end, just unfortunately unable to tuck it to the back of the net, even though he had the space to create. Ricky now, with 3 around him, does not win the numbers game. Amir Yamut has the ball at his feet, knocking it out toward AJ Berta. AJ Berta taking on Parker, doing well to get past the brick wall runner-up from last year. Sal's is there, brick wall in his own right. Sal's never given up on the play. A good clearance down the line. Finds Jackson Casey. Jackson Casey, no real pressure applied. Finds Will Gleason. Will Gleason pressured by 3. Doing well to split. A good knock there from Ricky. And we're going to have a throw-in for Amir. Big call for subs coming there from the Team Sharks sideline. Looks like Max Molisani stepping in for Parker. Parker seemed fatigued. Hunter also stepping onto the pitch for Team Sharks. Stefan Milinkovic stepping off the field. Good minutes from both of them. Coach Sharks seeing his first action on the field, stepping on, giving his players a high five, telling them well done. Amir Yamut throwing one in, hits Max Molisani's foot. Salas could clear this one, instead keeps it on his foot. Perhaps a touch too long, but does well to get it off. Will Gleason playing it back out toward Amir. Amir lightly pressured by Ricky. Ricky's got to be fatigued. Seems like he never comes off the field and also never stops working while he's on there. Amir Yamut trying to control the midfield now for Team Buckley. Takes a touch past brick wall. Sal's knocked it off. Oh, little bit of extracurricular activities on the far sideline. Sal's clamped him. Sal's claps in his face. Amir throws the ball right at Sal's. Things are starting to intensify. If you're a Team Buckley fan, that's what you like to see. The team that came out lethargic and almost not even willing to come back, starting to show some signs of life. Perhaps Zach Salisbury was poking the bear. We'll see who wins the mental game here tonight. 2-0 still. Garrett Thomas playing a long ball deep. Calvin with a bit of a one-handed shove on Will Gleason, sends him off. Calvin's been hitting the weight room ever since quarantine started. Put on 10 pounds of muscle. Absolutely transformed his body for this MPFL season. Got to give props to him. Man recognizes what's important to him and commits his time to it. And we've seen the results so far for him and his team. 2-0 lead for him tonight. And he's been doing sideline with Jackson Casey. Calvin Spiteri going to be taking this throw. Perhaps he'll show off the new strength. Throws it in toward Hunter. Hunter trying to win it. Will Gleason does instead. AJ Berta clearing it out. John DeLoss could be the first to the ball. Max Molisani using his pace well. Max gets to the ball first. Max is making a really compelling case for most improved player this year. Last year, he was a meme in the league. He played for Team Simpson, and instead of focusing on the game, helping out a struggling team, he spent his time on the field refreshing his Snapchat. And he really was never able to live that one down. But he's been an impact player for Team Sharks. Roughly a 10th or 11th round pick, and he's been a starting outside back, and he has helped them alleviate plenty of goal-scoring opportunities. Max, shout out to you for honing your craft and making a better impact. Bowman also has a case. Ricky now trying to make a case for himself. Oh, trying a shot. Nick Jacey trying to redirect it, unable to. Ball knocks out for a goal kick. Chris, could you push the tablet onto my lap?
Stop!
Thank you. Good stuff from both squads here in the second half. Again, Team Buckley seems unaware of the circumstances. It almost is like they didn't discuss the time and score on their sideline. Players walking around the pitch, no real aggression. Team Sharks, on the other hand, playing strategically, lining up with 4 in the back and a CDM on every goal kick. They're not going to be beat over the air. They're going to make you beat them on the ground. The air was Team Buckley's best threat in their biggest offensive burst of the season against my team last week. 4 goals scored, and I would reckon probably 3 of them were a direct result of long goal kicks. A long kick here from Amir. Garrett claims it. Going to be tough to score with dry conditions and Garrett in the net. But trying to build on the ground seems to be a better strategy. Unable to do anything out of the air so far tonight. Garrett playing the ball on the ground toward Nick JC. JC pressured by 2. Great composure from JC finding Hunter. Hunter unable to turn it. Amir dispossessing him. Amir playing it on the ground toward the loss. Zach Williams returning from suspension and making an impact. A good clearance from Zach Williams. Golden ball winner last year, John DeLoss, had the ball and goal in his sights, and Zach Williams unfazed. Dante Kosha has a chance. Garrett corrals it. Garrett has got to be a magnet. Anytime the ball is in his box, the ball ends up in his hands. Did you say there's 6 minutes left? Heads up. What?
How much time we got?
6.5. All right, everybody, we got
7.
6.5 minutes left, folks. 2-0 game. And again,
Rick.
Team Buckley does not seem aware of their
Ricky.
circumstances.
Far post.
Casually subbing players
Far
off,
post.
casually chilling on the sideline. It's almost like they're here for a scrimmage. Maybe the fact that it's a Monday night game, they don't realize the stakes that they're playing in, but they're down 2-0 and really not pressing at all. Yeah, Buckley throwing one deep toward Dante. Perhaps Dante's going to be able to do something. Parker has his own ideas, dispossessing him well, knocking the ball out. Jackson Casey with the ball on his right foot, playing one down the line toward Dante. Ball makes it past Max. Max gives himself up for a handball, and maybe this is the break that Team Buckley needed. Unable to really generate anything this entire second half. Now they're going to have a free kick here, just about 25 yards out. John DeLoss, a clinical finisher and crosser. He's going to be the kick taker. Amir subbing back in for Matt Terzo for this kick. He's a great power shot threat. Maybe they'll try to find him on the ground. We'll see what happens here. DeLoss playing it in toward the back post. Dante's there. Oh! Might have been a foul in the box. Whether there was or not, Dante had a volley on that far post. Garrett made a near post save with his legs, but it was a PK. Someone pushed Adams to the ground, and we're going to have a penalty kick here. What?
You got a good view.
I have a decent view.
I asked Brennan if he had a good view.
Amir Yamut taking a penalty kick here. Finds the top of the net. Ball goes in. 2-1. Just about 5 minutes left. Someone fell on this corner kick. Bear with me. I'm going to type the score in for people. 2-1. Yo. We've got 5 minutes exactly here, folks. 2-1. Amir Yamut capitalizing on a penalty kick. A lot of uncertainty on the sideline about what happened. Someone fell on a corner kick. I think it was Madams. Maybe Z Willie pushed him. Looks like the commissioner dove. We're not fully sure. Self-appointed secondary commish of the league, Justin Ball roughing this one. Maybe he gave for real commish Madams a little bit of a break there to give his team a chance to equalize. And finally, with 5 minutes left and just a 1-goal deficit, we're seeing Team Buckley play like they have something to lose. Team Buckley now just needing 1 goal to equalize, and finally there's some intensity on the pitch from both sides. Dante winning the ball knocked out toward Max. Max almost with another handball, instead controls it with his crotch, it seemed. Max playing it out through toward Calvin. Calvin pressured by 2, trying another back heel. No one really in the vicinity. Jackson Casey wins this one. Ball makes it past Hunter. John has it. Could flick on Dante. Plays a high ball toward Garrett. Garrett, knowing his box now that there's lines, brings the ball down to his feet. He's going to perhaps waste some time here, forcing Dante to pressure him. And now he's going to kick one deep. No one really there. Will Gleason's going to win this one out of the air easily. Hunter with some good pressure. Now with a chance to seal it, perhaps. Oh. Yeah, he's going to whip that one back. Sent that one about 20 yards wide of the post from point-blank range. Could blame it on the smaller nets here at Center Park East, but even on Bullis, that ball is going to be an absolute shag. Team Buckley now with some opportunity here, down 2-1. Recent goal scored by Amir Yamut on the penalty kick. Hit the top of the net, so it was close to sailing over, but he knows the dimensions of this pitch. He's played here before, an experienced player in this league. Calvin, ball knocks off his hand. Some calls from the sides, but Justin doesn't call it. Calvin now with his shove on Will Gleason. Again, Justin doesn't call it. Lets him play on. Letting the boys play, perhaps. Ricky Lipinski now controlling the ball, stepped on by Amir. Using his body well, trying to flick it out toward Hunter. Madams is there. Madams flicking one toward Dante. The Dante stopper is out there. Let's see what he can do about it. Dante passes it back toward DeLoss. DeLoss with a bad touch. Max Molisani with a convincing clearance there. Again, let me echo my just general astonishment with Max's improvement this year. He has been a reliable defender for Team Sharks. and he's coming through in the clutch for his team right now. Just under 5 minutes here. Jackson Casey trying to create an opportunity to let his team equalize. Amir Yamut on the far sideline, stepped on by the Dante stopper, Zach Salisbury. Zach Salisbury knocks the ball out. Coach Sharps making an impact, even from the sideline, hitting up star striker Calvin Spiteri with some Gatorade mid-game. Even when suffering a gruesome quadriceps injury, doesn't fully stop Sharks' ability to make an impact on his team. Madam's throwing it in, trying to make an impact for his squad nonetheless. Far post, no one there. Typically, we see John DeLoss in that position. He was a little bit lenient there. Unable to get that one. Garrett with a good ball out toward JC. JC with a goal to his name already. Unfortunately, not going to be able to add another when Will Gleason dispossessing him. Oh, John DeLoss going to want that touchback. His first touch betrayed him. Ball's knocked out. Max Molisani is going to be taking a throw and throws it down line toward Nick JC. JC trying to touch it past John. John with his 4th tackle of the night. That has got to be his career high. Ricky Lipinski with the ball at his feet, trying to play it through. Another stuff from Ricky Lipinski. Ricky has the ball on his feet, touches it past Gambetta with a nice meg. Nick JC flicking it out toward Ricky. No real spacing here for either squad. Ricky trying to take advantage, playing it out wide toward Calvin perhaps. Madams the recipient of this one instead, trying to turn. A good battle from both sides. Madams now using his pace and body on Calvin. Has players in the middle if he'd elect to play him. Tries to. Hunter with a good block, using his body well. A good tackle from Hunter. Throws him onto a gallon jug of water. Good tackle there. We got like 3 minutes left and then stoppage. Yep.
Oh, and then stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still plenty of time here for Team Buckley to equalize.
Oh, that makes sense.
Madam's doing his best there to possess. Hunter throws him to the ground. Max with a good win off of his leg and then off of his chest. We're going to have another throw in right by me for Team Buckley. 1 goal deficit for Team Buckley, just about 3 minutes left. Justin lets some subs step onto the field. Ricky Lipinski stepping off. Interesting time for the workhorse to step off. Looks like Zach Williams came into his place. Player recently off of the suspension list. Let's see if he can help out in that CDM spot for his squad. Madam's lining up a long throw right by me, playing it in toward Will Gleason and Dante. Parker McMinn could be the first to it. Dante using his pace well, serves in one. No one on the back post except Zach Williams. Zach Williams doesn't step 2. Ball off the post from Jackson. Garrett with a goal line save. Parker with a great clearance. Wow. Again, soccer is a game of inches. And Team Buckley just inches away from equalizing. Ball off the post from Jackson Casey. Ricky Lipinski notably stepping off, needed a blow. Can't say I blame him the way he plays and how little he gets off the field. But you see Zach Williams stepping in and just didn't have the same aggression, didn't have the same desire to get to the ball. And that's something you need here in the clutch. Jackson Casey had that. He's got that in his DNA. He's built like that. And now his team has an opportunity because of it. Parker McMinn first to win that ball. Questionable ground cross from DeLoss. DeLoss touches it past Sal's. A ball could have hit Parker's hand. Ref lets him play on. John tries a back heel. Ball is knocked out. Looks like we're going to have a corner kick. Yo. John DeLoss here taking a corner kick. Has some players on the far post. Everybody up now for Team Buckley except Dom Gambetto. A ground cross. Questionable. Madams gets a touch. Blocked by Parker on the goal line. Zach Williams with a questionable touch. If I was Team Sharks, I would get Ricky right back into the game in place of Z Willie. He's been in the wrong place at the wrong time a few too many times here in the clutch. Almost giving Team Buckley a few chances to equalize. Garrett playing one out. Perhaps Team Sharks will use this as their chance to return Ricky to the field. Seems like they might not be doing so, giving Ricky an extra rest. Maybe they're preparing for golden goal. We've seen a lot of golden goal matches the last few days. Interesting strategy. Oh no, Ricky is stepping back on the field. Z Willie is stepping off as recommended. Amir Yamut has the ball in his foot, playing it back toward Madams. Former teammates from last year have some chemistry on the 1-2. Amir touching it past JC, serving it in toward John DeLoss. Hunter's going to control this one. Now he has a goal-scoring chance. Ryan Buckley far off his line, cutting it back toward Dom. Oh, cutting it back again. Has him on a string. Oh! Hunter doing everything but there. Bobbing and weaving past Dom Gambetto, changing directions effortlessly. Doing everything but the finish, sending it just wide. Now we're going to have a goal kick. Hunter seems to think it was deflected by Gambetto. Percy, our AR, did not see it that way. We're looking like we're going to have a goal kick for Team Buckley. Probably just about 1 minute left in regulation, and then whatever the ref deems in stoppage time. You can likely expect about +7 or +8 in stoppage time, just the way second halves in the MPFL work this season. Zach Salisbury lining up for this throw. Every second matters now for their team. Perhaps he'll stall a little bit. Going to throw it down line toward Calvin. Going to make it over the head of Jackson Casey. Calvin might do something with this one. Has Nick JC on the far post. Instead, Madams gets the ball first. John DeLoss met first by Max Molisani. Max with a clearance or a shot, one or the other.
It's not. I'm not putting it down as a shot.
I don't know what it was. Either way, ball knocks out of the back line. We're going to have a goal kick here for Ryan Buckley and his team. Is it stoppage?
We are past 50 minutes.
Okay, so we are in stoppage time, folks. Team Buckley down just one goal. Had a clear chance just a few moments ago. Jackson Casey hitting the post. Now they're going to try to generate one more chance to tie it up here in the final few moments of this game. Will Gleason battling with Ricky. Hunter Fierbacher ends up with the ball on his feet. 3 men around him. Loses possession to Dante. A little bit of a body from both sides there. Ball knocked out. We're going to have a Team Buckley throw-in. Goals scored so far today by Hunter Fierbacher off of a deflection, and then Nick Jacey off of a missed touch from Ryan Buckley. And then we had Amir Yamut on a penalty kick. By far the majority of the chances generated by Team Buckley tonight, just unable to capitalize the way the Team Sharks has. Jackson Casey throwing and winning, trying to create another chance. Dante flicks it on well, but Garrett's there to corral it. Has Nick Jacey, his favorite target, out of the air tonight. Instead, he'll drop it to his feet, lightly pressured by Amir. Finds Jacey. Jacey going to be pressured slightly by Gambetto. Didn't read that ball well. Madam's falling for absolutely no reason. Madam's been flopping all night tonight. Ball thrown back toward him. Brings the ball down well. First touch specialist. Madam's trying to touch it past Nick Jacey and does. Plays it back toward Jackson. Jackson looking for something to do. Pressured a little bit from Calvin. Playing it out wide toward Gleason. Gleason, similar to what we saw Vangelo do late night in the clutch yesterday. Moving up the field, becoming involved as a midfielder more than just a center back. Ricky Lipinski trying his luck with Ryan out of the line. Buckley's going to track this one down. But every second matters at this point. Every time he makes Ryan retrieve a ball, that matters. Ryan with a dangerous pump plate. Max Malsani's got to win this one. He does. Good play, but it looks like we're going to have a corner kick. Going to have a corner kick. This has got to be one of the last few chances here for Team Buckley. Down 1-2. Justin blowing his whistle, letting them know that the kick is valid. Ball served in. Garrett's going to claim that one on the front post. Would have liked to see that one curl onto the back post a little bit further away from Garrett. Garrett's been a suction magnet for everything tonight. Everything coming right toward him. Nick Jacey just going to hold the ball there. Dante pressuring him. Now Nick Jacey going to pass it through. Ricky's in on goal perhaps. A little bit too much juice on that through ball. Intended to waste time, but almost could have been the game sealer. Rick Buckley playing it out toward Gleason. Gleason touching it past Hunter. A little bit too much. Sal's comes in with a touch. Every second being wasted matters now. Colton, the only one who really knows how much time is left in this game. Jake Ball communicated with him on the far sideline, but no one on our sideline knows how much time is left. Every chance could be the last down here. Buckley playing a long ball. Parker wins it out of the air first. This ball is going to go out. Looks like it'll be a Team Buckley throw-in. Dante throws it in toward Gleason. Gleason controls it off his body. Stepped on by Max. Max been extremely impressive tonight, but loses it when it matters most. Gleason with a cross. Has Madams on the far post. Madams guarded by Sales. Finds John. Ball knocked in. Oh, just a little bit far off of the foot of John DeLoss. Garrett punting it out toward Calvin. Buckley's there. Buckley, miss hit. Ball's going to be knocked out. Calvin could wisely let it run. Instead, Jackson's going to perhaps get to it first. He does, doing well to keep the ball in play. DeLoss flicking it on. Dante now with a chance. Miscommunication there. Good clearance from Sals.
It's going to be in.
Ball might stay in, and every single second this ball stays in is crucial. Wow. The game is called with that. And we see a 2-1 upset from Team Sharks behind Hunter Fierbacher and Nick Jacey's goal-scoring heroics. Amir Yamut did what he could to try to even the scoreline, scoring a penalty kick. But Team Sharks emerging with 3 points. Team Buckley leaving with 0. And this is a big statement, not just about these teams, but about the league as a whole. A lot of slander about the division that Team Sharks was in. They were struggling a little bit, and everyone said you're struggling and in the lesser division. But that division came out, and they won 3 of their 4 games. So clearly, the narrative might have been wrong.
2-1 Sharks.
Ricky called 2-1 Sharks, and he was certainly right. Team Sharks going to enjoy their 3 points tonight, celebrating with some pictures on the sideline there. Congratulations to Team Sharks. Thank you so much for sticking with us as we figured out some technical difficulties today. We appreciate any feedback you guys send our way about the YouTube Live, Instagram Live, as well as the field in general. But that does it for tonight. We've got a great slate of games coming for you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much for staying with us. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you. They're mean? What's that? They're mean? Garrett, I'm so sad. Sharks. Get the OT tie, dude. That'd be so lit.
Lucas, do you know how to end the stream?
What if it was Tim, bro?